all, and welcome to week 14. I can't believe this semester has gone by this quickly. We are almost done. There's this week, and there is next week, and then there's the final. So congratulations on finishing strong. I'm very excited to see your final papers. You all have made so much progress this semester. I want to just go over a few of the things that are due over the next 2 weeks so we're all on the same page and everyone is moving forward. This week, your rough draft for your subject analysis paper is due. So remember, the subject analysis paper, you've chosen a topic. If you have not submitted that topic to me yet, make sure you do so. I did fail to put the due date on there, so get it in. I put a 0 in it if you have a 0 so that your attention will be drawn to it and you would submit it as soon as possible. Your topic should be one of the issues covered in the Pocket Reader. So let's just say you liked Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail. You'll be going over the issue of the civil rights era during that time period, maybe even specifically in Birmingham. You go into the issue and do some research on the issue, and then you're going to look in your final paragraph into how Martin Luther King covered it. Did he do a successful job at covering it? Where did he do it well? Where did he do it poorly? You can use some of the description in, I think it's page 296 in the textbook. There's a list of 4 things that are necessary for successful argumentative writing. So look at those and think, did Martin Luther King do this successfully? Now, you can do any issue that's covered in the Pocket Reader, and there are several. Some of them will be a little easier to research on than others, so keep that in mind. This week you should have your rough draft submitted for this. You will be submitting it for peer review. This time around I'm trying out just a plain discussion board, no groups. Hopefully that's a little bit easier for everyone to access. You'll copy and paste your essay right into the discussion board. You'll do that by Sunday, and then by the end of next week you will have offered revision possibilities to your peers or ideas on how they could improve their essay. Look at things like, do they have a thesis? Tell them what their thesis is. It could be that what you see as their thesis is not what they meant it to be, which would mean they need to fix it. Look at whether or not they have concluding sentences, topic sentences. Is their topic thorough throughout the essay, or does it kind of wander? If you see even smaller grammar issues, point it out. Constructive criticism is good as long as we do it in a professional and kind manner. This week you'll also be submitting an annotated bibliography. Remember, an annotated bibliography means that it's your work cited with a couple of sentences for each citation which says how you'll be using it. So make sure that you include that. Note which one you took from the Santa Fe Library. You've got a discussion board for Thoreau and a reading discussion board, and of course the peer review one. You'll be turning in Smart Thinking by the end of the week, just evidence that you submitted to Smart Thinking. If you're on campus, I recommend going to the writing lab. Some students find that in-person help is more helpful than online, so if you're here, go to the writing lab. It's right across from Building B, which you can see Building B is right behind me. It's where my office is. On the other side of it is the writing lab in Building G, so make sure you check that out if you're here in person. You have, over this week and next week, a revision possibility. You can pick one essay from this semester. I recommend doing the one with the lowest grade. You're going to open up your final copy of that essay, the graded copy. You're going to find my blue annotations. Remember at the beginning of the semester you did an assignment where you had to find the blue dot, and the blue dot just had a comment on like a movie name or something along those lines. Those blue dots, that's where you find my annotations where I tell you how your essay could be improved. You're going to pick your essay with the lowest grade. You're going to go back to those blue dot annotations, and you're going to revise and improve your essay, and then you're going to resubmit it in the revision folder. This is optional. If you choose not to do it, it won't hurt you, which is why it says it's 0 points, because if you don't do it, there's no effect. I will, however, regrade it if you do submit for revision. Your essay grade cannot be lowered. It is what it is, so it's not going to go lower. If your revision fails, you have what you have. On the other hand, if you apply my blue dots, and I see that, because I will have it open with your original version and your new version, if these improvements have been made, then you'll get a higher grade. So look that over, consider that. If you've got time over the next 2 weeks, do a revision. Those essays can have a big effect on your grades, so revising one could be very effective, and it will also help you to remember some of the things that need to be changed in upcoming essays for my class or other classes. So for the next week, we have the oral presentation. Oral presentation can feel a little bit awkward when you're doing it online. I'm interested to see how everyone achieves this differently. There, at the bare minimum, will be a PowerPoint presentation that you're uploading. The PowerPoint presentation will be looking at one author of your choice from the Pocket Reader. Yes, this can be the same author whose issue you're studying in this current paper. This author, you'll go into his background or her background, a little bit of biography, some sort of an idea of what they've accomplished in their career. And then you will analyze their writing in the Pocket Reader and explain what makes them an effective writer. You will have an opening slide that introduces them, and you'll have a final slide with your works cited. This will all be accomplished by the end of next week. I want you to upload them, and hopefully we'll be able to comment on each other's as well. It'll be nice to look over everyone else's and see what we can learn. I always learn something new looking at everyone else's oral presentations. If you can achieve some kind of voiceover, that would be ideal. For optimal points, some kind of voice recording on your oral presentation or some kind of a video that goes along with it where you're discussing and explaining beyond the 10 to 12 slides. That would be optimal. I would like to see that you have gained some kind of understanding of this author and the author's life and what makes them an effective writer. And slides can only show so much, which is why in person my students always have to discuss a little bit more. So I'd like to see you achieve that in the online situation as well. So there's also, let's see, next week the final paper is due for your subject analysis, and then you have a final coming up in week 16. I've opened it from April 3rd through May 4th. I know that I said May 1st, but decided just to give it the whole week. So you have from the very beginning of April 30th to the end of May 4th. So get your final done. It'll be done through HonorLock, which means it will cost you $12 or $13. They will access your webcam, and they will view and record you taking the final to check for any cheating that might be going on. They also lock down your browsers, so you cannot have any other browsers open, and they disable copy and paste. This is pretty effective. Nothing is 100%, but it's pretty effective. You will also have to give a 360-degree view of your room, so you'll need to be able to pick up your camera or swivel it around. So keep that in mind. If you know that your computer cannot have a successful use of the webcam, or if you know that your internet is not good enough for this, let me know. I do have 2 in-person exams, which you could schedule with me to be in one of my classes and take that final exam, and we could also make an appointment with me to come take it at my office. I will not be using the testing center this year, but you can come to my office and take it there any day from April 30th through May 4th. You just need to let me know so that you can be sure I'll be there when you come by my office in B207. So I think that covers everything for the next 2 weeks. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or come by my office in this building you see behind me and talk to me in B207. I'm there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 till 11:30, and I can be there other days by appointment. We could also meet for an online conference. So good luck to everyone on your final essays. I look forward to reading.